Hey there friends, Nibs again, out here at the range today. Just doing a little bit of goofing around. It's an absolutely beautiful day, upstate New York, short sleeve weather in mid-October. I'll take that any day. It was pretty chilly. We got our first frost the other night, but winter is coming. And so I'm gonna take every advantage I can to get out and do some plinking, do some patinging, and just brought out a couple of cool old guns from the collection. Nothing serious, nothing new, nothing, no hoses, no tanks. Just a couple of springers and a 22. Just having a little bit of fun. But what we're going to be taking a look at in this video is probably one of the earliest, probably the among the first handful of air guns that I added to my collection back when I first started. I never really got into airgun collecting until COVID came around and actually shut down all the ranges. I couldn't go to any of the ranges, so I started, before that I was doing a lot of 22 shooting, a lot of center fire shooting. I did have a couple of pellet guns. I had a Ruger Airhawk, a Daisy, some sort of Daisy BB gun, I don't even know, a couple 760s. But nothing too major other than that. But this one, I actually found this one along with several other air guns at one of our local gun shops, and I got it for a good deal, I think now, because I didn't know what it was, and the shop owner really didn't understand what it was either. But what we have here is a Winchester model 435. The 435 was made for Winchester by Diana back in the late 60s and early 70s. A couple places I read said they only made them for a year, but I know that's not the case, because I've seen Winchester Dianas that were dated as early as 1968, had them in my hand, and as late 1971. So that's at least a 3-year span that I've seen these Winchesters be dated. They're all right here, have a little date stamp. It says made in Germany, and then 03 of 70 on this one. So nice old gun, really nice old gun. I do have the original front sight for it. I took it off because it was obscuring my scope, and I just have it hanging up on one of my magnetic holders back in the garage. We're gonna do a little bit of plinking with it. I have most of my stuff at 25 yards, and then my gong out at 50 like we usually do. Give you a little flyby on it. It's not perfect, but it is a good looking gun for its age, almost as old as I am. Hands are a little dirty, been doing a little work today. Went and got my first load of coal for the winter. Got that put in, tore down the stove, coal stove, and got that all cleaned up and lubed up and ready to go. Probably fired up tonight. It's supposed to be down in the 30s tonight. But I have a Weaver K4 scope on there. This is a pretty mild-mannered Springer. I've shot this hundreds and hundreds of times with this scope on it, and so far it's holding up okay, so I'm not too worried about it damaging the scope. A lot of people will be like, oh, Springer, that's not a Springer rated scope. But so far it's really holding up well, and we'll keep going till it's not. I am not sure what I shot with this last, but I'm just trying some of these JTS dead center. These are the 8.7 greens. I do have some of the JTS wad cutters out here too. We may try some of those as well. But let's go ahead and get started. I have, like I said, my gong out at 50 yards. This is such an easy gun to cock. Just such a nice little shooting gun. I don't believe this has ever been rebuilt. When I got it, I put a little bit of oil down inside the pellet port, and into the action, and lubed up the chassis, or the piston, and it's been shooting fine. So I imagine one day I might have to do a rebuild on it. But all right, let's reach out to the gong. Or not. I guess I should have tried shooting it to the gun before I started up just to make sure I could hit it. I did check my zero before I started up at 25. Ugh, and I can't even see where they're hitting. This scope's nice and clear, but a little 4-power at 50 yards is asking quite a bit. I'll do one more and see where. So this one has a real fine wire crosshair as the horizontal, and then the vertical is a post, kind of like an old, kind of like the old military sniper scopes. There it is. Okay. I think it was dropping too low. I seen that just barely ding off the bottom of the. All right, so we got our pating out of the way. That's crucial. All right, so now let's go back to let's come back to 25 yards, and we'll go right to the splatterburst for starters, right to the center. All right, just a tiny bit left. I might try a group with those wad cutters as well, just to see what that does. This one's got a little bit of twang to it. Could use a little bit of spring tar, I think. All right, there we go. Nothing too objectionable, but it could use a little bit of. Little clover leaf there. Boy, these 60s and 70s Springers from Germany were just something else. I really love my Weiraus from then. There we go. I have a couple other Winchester Dianas from this era. I have a couple of older Dianas as well. I do have my fine work bow model 124 out here with me today as well. That's going to be another video. It's a good looking group. All right, I'm gonna try one group with these wad cutters too before we start doing a little bit of plinking. These are the JTS 7.87 green. Kind of becoming a JTS pellet fanboy, I guess. I don't know. All right, let's go to 6 o'clock for starters. There we go. Still just a little bit left. I think that was the same hole. So I've had a few people comment about me shooting springers off from this setup here, and I mean, honestly, it lets this thing. So the thing with a springer, why you want to do the military hold a lot or set it on some sort of bag, is you want the gun to be able to recoil and not be restricted. And this really does a really good job of allowing that free movement of the gun. I'm not holding it tight or anything like that. So the gun is able to, when you restrict it, unless you restrict it exactly the same way every time, you're going to alter how that pellet leaves at the end of the barrel. So that's the key to, I believe, to shooting a Springer somewhat accurately. All right, that looks looking really good there. Boy, this trigger on this thing is so nice. I did tune this up years ago. Just I haven't had this out in a while. I didn't even remember how nice it really was. But you know, the Diana 35 is a fantastic rifle too. I don't own one, but I have shot one. Oh, I pulled that one, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. Looks like it went into the same hole. All right. Well, it likes both of those pellets. That's pretty handy. All right. Let's do a little bit of plinking, and then we'll get out of here. So I have my silhouettes out there, and I also have my plate rack of the steel and aluminum plates. Let's hit one of those plates first. Ting! Those are a lot of fun. I do love my vintage optics, and this older gun. I think the scope is actually a little bit older than the gun, but they did have the K4 out in the same time frame as well. So, all right, let's hit the chicken. Tink. Pretty much right where I was aiming, a little left, just like the shots on the splatterburst was. Not a ton of power, but it's a fun plinker. All right, now the turkey. Tink. And the pig. There he is. I'd have to look back at my old video from 3 or 4 years ago when I tuned this trigger up, but I'm guessing it's in probably just a little over a pound. Just a little bit of take up, and then it breaks nice and clean. I wouldn't quite rate it with a record trigger, Viro record trigger, but it is pretty darn close. What I do like about this one, which same time frame as my Viro HW35, no safety to mess with. Just a fun little plinker. All right, the large black plate. Twang! Oh, do we want to run through the plate of the rack of silhouettes one more time? We still got a little bit of time. We can do it. One more run through the spinners. I'll reach out to the gong one more time too. There we go. So I was keeping an eye on. Looks like I'm creeping back again already. I had to move this up forward. There's no stop pin on these old scope mounts, and it's already creeped back probably about a millimeter. But that's the one of the things about vintage stuff. You just got to deal with the little the little nuances. All right, Mr. Turkey. Doink. And the chicken. All right, so let's see if I can hit the gong one more time. Hopefully it doesn't take me 3 shots to hit that one. I love these fall days. All right, let's get her. No, falling low. I seen it. I watched it apogee down there and just right under it. All right, a little bit higher. Nope. The wind is whipping pretty bad out here right now, so that might be a lost cause. 50 yards with a flat nose pellet is a big ask too. There it is. Okay, a 3rd shot again. But anyway, there you go. Winchester 435, really cool old Springer from the collection. I've been wanting to get some old stuff out before winter sets in on me, and I don't like bringing this stuff out during the cold. It tends to cause it to condensate, get a little rust going on them. That's never any fun. But hope you guys liked the video. Really appreciate everybody being on the channel, getting really close to 20,000 subscribers. If you watch this down the road in the future, I may have a lot more than that by then, but right now sitting just at just about 100 shy of 20,000. Going to be doing a big giveaway. I have a video that I did about 2 weeks ago announcing the 20,000 subscriber giveaway, and you need to go back and comment on that one to be entered in. The comment will be your entry into the giveaway. So a bunch of knives, bunch of air guns that I intend on giving away, t-shirts and mugs, just a lot of fun. So hope you guys liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.